Hey guys, Dan Heilman back with another video. Today we're going to be talking about some new all-time highs on Bitcoin. We have Ethereum creeping up to try to make a new all-time high. It is slowing down a little bit. We could be seeing some pullback over the next couple days, or we could just literally have the market open in a couple hours here and we could continue on this path of new all-time highs. We do notice that once we start getting a little bit of these big moves through the all-time high, we do notice that kind of Bitcoin dominance will start to drop yet again. So on the daily, we do have Bitcoin dominance dropping yet again, and we have passed a very important threshold. So if we draw some lines all the way back from November of 2022, basically the bottom of the bull market, really, the bear market, the bottom of the bear market, we have seen that Bitcoin dominance has, or really the start of the bear market, right? We've seen that Bitcoin dominance has gone straight up, and we have had a little fake out, which was November, right after the election down here, and we kind of got rejected at this line. We came back up and we've put in some, higher highs, and now we've come back down, and we at first kind of stopped, got rejected. We came back up, tested a moving average, and now we've broken behind both of these lines. So if you go wick to wick, you have the bottom line. If you go daily close to daily close, you have the top line. So that's kind of what I'm looking at for Bitcoin dominance. This is going to mean that Ethereum and altcoins are going to outperform versus Bitcoin. Now, as I've talked about many times, we start with Bitcoin season. Bitcoin does very well, and then it moves into Ethereum. Ethereum does very well. And we see that, right? If we look at ETH dominance, we are continuing to make new highs, new highs, new highs. Now, we do have some resistance coming up here soon that could slow us down here in a couple days. And we also have seen that there's some other coins doing well. ADA actually just broke out of its ADA dominance right here. So we've had this descending trend line, and we just broke out over the last 2 days, and it's been pumping very well. We could see this move up into here, and that would be very strong for all those ADA holders out there. Litecoin dominance has been trying to break out some of this resistance here. You can see we have this trend line going all the way back up here. So we've broken out actually on its USD pair. Did I just delete that somehow? What just happened? Anyways, we are looking to break out for Litecoin dominance, and it's very interesting because actually Litecoin has basically broken out of a descending trend line. Let me clean up this chart a little bit. We'll go clean chart. There we go. That's a little bit better. We'll go to weekly. You can see that we have broken out of this right here. If I go to, is that on log scale? No, it's this scale right here. So there we go. We've broken out of this trend line. If you go all the way down through here and you go through this high, we've also broken through this one, obviously, if we look down here. So I am expecting Litecoin US dollar to go up very high. I'm very bullish on Litecoin. If we look at some other pairs here, ETH Bitcoin is coming up to a potential resistance point. I think we could still easily go up some more, but let's clean up this chart yet again, and so we can see it a little bit better. You can see that we've come through this. There's been a lot of resistance in this area. We've made multiple touch points here. So I think we could easily have a couple more days of Ethereum outperforming Bitcoin. It has been doing very well since basically the April lows. We've see, there was some thought here that maybe we get a pullback and make a new low, but that didn't happen. And clearly the bottom is for Ethereum Bitcoin. Ethereum will continue to outperform. Sol Bitcoin is starting to do good as well. We're almost making a new high here is this for the cycle? I won't say for the cycle because this is about March, but you can see we've been basically trending down. And I did talk about this on the channel when we got this double bottom for Solana. You can see we are, after we double bottomed here, we're moving up. We do have my Camel Finance indicator posting a green bar saying that the bottom is most likely in for Sol Bitcoin, the short-term bottom, right? The bottom is never always in permanently, but let's see. Binance coin divided by Bitcoin. This is looking like it wants to break out through this moving average yet again. We did get a little bit of a rejection here, and it looks like we're definitely going to definitively break that one. So that one is looking good. Let's look at Binance dominance as well. Binance dominance doing very well over the last couple of days. We are now it was almost like a move above the bull market support band, which is this moving average here, and kind of a fake out back below it, and now we're moving up again. So we could see some outperformance by Binance as well. DOT, I was looking like it's kind of bottomed and wanted to move again. No big moves yet. There is a bunch of altcoins that are waiting on ETF's approval. I think once that happens, we'll see some even more movers for that. Another thing that's very interesting is go look at the monthly returns for different cryptocurrencies. So if we go to charts here into the cryptoverse, and if we go to monthly returns, we notice that on Bitcoin, right? So 2013, every 4 years, the post-halving year, July and August are green, right? So 9%, 30%, okay? And then we come up here to 2017, another post-halving year, 12.2% to 77%, okay? 2021, 18 to 22%. So here we have a 7%. I'm expecting August to be even larger, right? Because the returns for all of these is always larger in August. I saw a bunch of influencers saying that, August is usually a red month. Now, it's actually not even if you look at the average plus standard deviation, right? So it's actually usually 0.2% on average green. However, September is usually a red month. So I am expecting a pullback in September. And this also jives with the theory that, in post-halving years, these 3 months of performance are similar. So positive, positive, negative. We go to 2017, positive, positive, negative. Now, they're not hugely negative, right? So minus 4%, minus 10%. If we go then to 2021, 18, 22, only 1% negative, right? But, those numbers can change, of course, right? So the average is minus 5.1%, plus or minus 13%. Obviously, that brings it positive or negative. So there's a huge range, but it also depends seasonality what we're in, right? So post-halving, if you don't know, Bitcoin has a halving every 4 years, and that kind of determines the issuance schedule of Bitcoin. So when people are mining, they get less and less Bitcoin every time. So that's kind of what we're following here. I'm expecting August to be a higher gain than July, right? So even this last 2021, which kind of was like a little bit of a muted season, right? So you can see here a muted cycle. We had just a little bit bigger, but if you go look at some of these other ones, this one was 5 times the gains in August as it was in July, roughly. And you go down here and you're seeing, 3-4 times the gains. And then I'm expecting September to be red, and then I'm expecting October and November to be green as well. You can see the same thing. So if we go to the post-halving year, 50% and 400%. I don't expect us to see another 400%. That would be quite insane though. 2017, 50%, 60%. So you can see these are even 2 almost better months than over here, right? So then we'll go to 2021. Boom, boom, boom. We actually did have a red November because 2021 it was like almost like a double top. We squeezed out a bigger high, a higher high for Bitcoin, but a lot of money went into altcoins as well. So we'll look at Ethereum as well. So this is what I'm expecting here over the next couple months. And then you can see even some of these last couple years, October and November have been just good in general, right? So these are some of the best months, right? So if we go down here, October and November are basically 30% on average, 36% on average, and that's just Bitcoin, right? So now let's go look at like Ethereum, for example. Ethereum, if we go to the post-halving year, as we've been talking about here, 2017, we have August very much in the green, 70%. 2021, 50%. We're already at 36%, and you can see that these are actually usually higher than July. So I'm expecting that the post-halving year, this one was not. Yes, it was definitely, it was definitely, because actually July was red, but you can see this is 70% versus negative 13. Here we're 50% versus 20, which is, almost 3 times. And then, so, if this was 3 times, that'd be, 120%. I'm not quite expecting that. But then again, if we look at the other months, 2017, we actually had a red September and a red October. If we go to 2021, we had a red September, not that red, and then a nice green October. And then you can see November, also green, one of the better months, and October, one of the best months, right? So January, February, these actually, it's funny because the months that are usually green for Ethereum weren't green. So that's interesting. If we look at something like, let's look at Litecoin while we're here. Litecoin has a lot of history, right? Pretty much just as, it looks like it has more history than Ethereum. Litecoin's been around a very long time. So let's look at the same thing for this one. 2014, post-halving year, lots of red, okay? So not many people picking up Litecoin. Let's look at 2017. We had June, July, August, all green. August, 100%. Interesting. That's very nice. 2021, we had 1% and a 30%. So we had a 28% in July, and August 20% as well. September, usually red for Litecoin. October, look at November. Wow, average of 128%. So for some reason, Litecoin is one of the, November, we're seeing massive gains. And I have heard other people say that once I see Litecoin starting to pump, and having its time, that's usually means we're near the end of the bull market for altcoins. So maybe it's a little bit of a late bloomer, and that seems to kind of jive here. If you can see 128% for November. Sorry, my head is probably blocking some of those, but very large months for November. So I'm expecting Litecoin to do very well. Let's check like XRP, another big coin that's been around a long time, and let's see what we got going on here. XRP. So if we go, July is almost always green for XRP. Interesting. But if we look at the post-halving years, 2017, red, then green. 2021, green, then even more green in August. So maybe we see a little bit more pumpage in August for XRP. And then, we're already green here. Again, this one, post-halving year, is usually red. In 2017, it was also red. And then we have a final pump here in November. Again, November being one of the best month for XRP as well. So that's interesting. And we'll check out one last metric on here. Let's look at Solana. We don't have a lot of data for Solana. August was really good for Solana in 2021. So let's look at the other one I wanted to look at was ADA, because ADA, it seems like it's starting to make some moves. So you can see 30%, 30%. If we look at 2021, we had 118% in August. Maybe we see something similar. That was a good month for ADA. If we look at 2017, no data, unfortunately, so we can't go check that one. But September for 2021 was red. I'm expecting a red September, and then October, you can see November again is very nice. November and December for altcoins is very productive. So let's look at one other chart while we are in here, and we will look at altcoin season index. Where are we at? I think we're getting probably pretty close to an altcoin season. We're about midway right now if you use a 90-day, which is a little bit slower, right? So once you're in this window, that means you're pretty much already in altcoin season. So you should have been accumulating before that. If we look at 60-day, you can see we're actually almost into the altcoin season on the 60-day. And the 30-day, I have a feeling we're already in there. Yes, we are. If we zoom in, yeah, we are in altcoin season on the 30-day moving average. And basically what this is just saying how many altcoins are performing better than Bitcoin. And once it gets past, I don't know what it is, 15, 20, 30 or something like that, 50 coins. Yeah, basically 50 coins. So when you're looking at 50 coins doing better than Bitcoin, that's considered altcoin season. And that's what we got going on here. So 30-day moving average. That means just recently we're kind of getting into here. So starting about July, they have been doing very well off the lows in April, right? So 30-day moving average, that makes sense. 60-day, meaning we're getting closer to getting into a full altcoin season, which we have not seen since pretty much December of last year, right after the election, which makes sense. And then if we go to 90-day, same exact thing. We have not seen this since, end of November, where we saw a lot of outperformance by altcoins. I think we're going to see that same thing. I think what we're really waiting for now is for Ethereum to make a new all-time high. As soon as Ethereum makes a new all-time high, I think we will see a lot of outperformance by altcoins. Right now we're getting a pullback in Ethereum, which makes sense. I mean, we've just been absolutely blasting. You got to expect that we're going to be getting some pullbacks here and there, especially when you get such massive moves. We did actually break outside of this wedge that I've been watching for a while here. Boom, we have broken outside of that. This could totally be a fake out to the downside. We have seen a little bit of bearish divergence. If I show this indicator right here, if we go even on the 4 hour, we've been posting a bearish divergence, which has kind of slowed us down a little bit. I have another indicator here saying that we might see a little bit of downside. So this might be a good time to enter into Ethereum. Now, this is very short term because I have a feeling once we hit this all-time high, I think we'll get some sort of a pullback. I mean, we have not had like a real pullback on Ethereum since the beginning of the month, basically. So what do I expect this month to be very green for altcoins? I know it's red right now. We are seeing some pullbacks. I expect this month to continue being green for altcoins. And then I'm expecting September to be red and continue our moving. And yeah, that's what we got going on. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the like, hit the subscribe button. We do have gold trying to make a new all-time high. And a lot of the mining stocks are doing very well. I transferred over my IRA. I put a lot of money into Bitmine Immersion Technologies, which has done extremely well. I put another Litecoin treasury company. It looks like it's about to post a cycle low, and my other indicator is saying open along on Luxfolio. So this is a good small market cap if you're looking for an extremely risky move. But this one could see a lot of upside, and I'm looking, I mean, if you look back here, this could easily move back up to the all-time highs, which is about a 760% move. So Luxfolio looks like another one that could be a potential add. But anyways, that's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Oh, let me cover all-time market cap. So if we look at total market cap, we made a new high yesterday. Okay, beautiful. Total 2, we have made a new, is this all-time high? Almost. We're above the final boss here. We need to close up here, and I think we're going to move even higher. We never had like a really full-time close above this level. Yeah, so this actually is the highest daily close above it. Yeah, we had the highest daily close. Total 2 is basically the total market cap minus Bitcoin. So that looks good. Total 3 is everything besides Bitcoin and Ethereum. It's in the resistance zone, but I expect this to break to a new all-time high. Others has not broken to a new all-time high. I mean, even in 2021, we were up way higher. So this one has kind of broken out of this descending trend line. So I'm expecting some big moves for others. Total 3 is the ratio of the total market cap excluding Bitcoin. So this one is moving up as well. And total crypto minus stable coins is going up as well. Brand new all-time high closing. So that's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Have a great day, everyone. If you want to try any leverage trading, I have a link below to Bitunix. That's what I use to trade and buy spot. I also have links to Coinbase if you just want to use Coinbase. But I think Bitunix is a great exchange. They're kind of a partner of the channel. They have low fees. And if you use my link, it's even lower fees. So good luck out there. Stay safe. Have a great day, everyone. See you guys. And if you enjoyed the video, hit the like, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment. See you guys.